Water, a substance we encounter every day, can surprise us with its peculiar behavior. That's why today we are showcasing to you a two-part experiment about water's behavior. By subjecting it to controlled conditions and carefully manipulating its environment, we can witness the extraordinary phenomenon of supercooling, proving that liquids can remain liquid below their freezing point, which is the experiment for this video.
First, get a used empty plastic bottle and you need to fill it with water. Remember, the water must be pure without any impurities. So right now, the bottle is full of pure water. So I'm going to do a magic trick and turning this into pink. Ta-da! Next, stick your bottle into the freezer. And we wait around 2.5 hours. It should do the trick. During that time, don't open the freezer. The cooling needs to be gradual and the change in temperature when you open the door disturbs the water enough that it might find a nucleation site. So right now, it's after 2.5 hours. Let's see. You handle your super cool below freezing water out. Handle it carefully. You can see the water is still liquid. Right now, I'm going to initiate crystallization into ice by slamming on the table. Wow, look at that. The liquid turns into solid within seconds.
So now, I'm gonna make the ice grow. So first, I'm gonna set one ice cube into this plate and I'm gonna carefully open the cap and I'm gonna pour the water onto this plate. But before that, remember that when pouring it, it must be directly on the ice cube. So right now I'm gonna pour. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Gotta find my way to you, even though you're next to me. No matter what I do, your heart is drifting out of reach. Head underwater, I'm swimming harder, trying to keep this.
Ta-da! Yeah. So an instant ice is formed. It begins to freeze and pile up on top of the ice as soon as it touches it.
Now I'm going to explain the experiment. The concept behind supercooling water is based on the fact that a liquid can remain in liquid state below its normal freezing point if conditions are ideal. These ideal conditions include pure water, slow and controlled cooling, and avoiding any nucleation point for ice crystal formation. Nucleation points refer to the locations or conditions that initiates the formation of ice crystal in the supercooled water. It can be any impurities, surface irregularities, or disturbance that provide a site for the water molecules to arrange themselves into an order ice crystallize. When water is supercooled, the molecules lack the energy required to start the nucleation and crystallization process. By maintaining a purified environment and minimizing disturbance, we create situations where the waters can exist as supercooled liquid. However, as soon as the supercooled water is disturbed, whether by shaking or contact with a frozen surface, it provides the necessary energy for the water molecules to arrange into an ordered structure, initiating the freezing process. The sudden release of energy during crystallization may cause the surrounding area to warm up slightly. This phenomenon aligns with the second law of thermodynamics, which states the overall entropy of a system increases over time. By following the steps outlined in the experiment, we can observe the fascinating transformations of supercooled water into ice almost instantaneously.
So, what did we learn from these experiments, you may ask? Well, firstly, we learned that water and liquids behave weirdly when they are frozen. Secondly, we learned that despite what we have been taught in our life about freezing liquids and water at a certain temperature, we learned that they can still be liquids despite reaching that point, as we have demonstrated in this experiment. Hope we taught you a new concept about a very common substance we can't live without. Bye everyone.